And welcome live inside DETV, and now we are officially back here on DETV Sports. The whole crew back together. Matthew back here in the flesh. Jason McCall back here. Dennis, he's behind the glass behind us here running the show as usual. So all four of us are back and ready for action. Matthew, it's been quite some time. How's everything going? I know you're preparing NBA draft coming up here. We're going to dive right into a lot tonight, including our DETV bracket breakdown. But first, we got to inquire about you. How's everything been here in the last few months, and how's it feel to be back on the air?
Man, it feels good, man. Reunited, and it feels so good. You know what I mean?
That was quite the pre-production show today. Quite the pre-production.
It's been crazy. You know, I haven't seen Jason in a while, just through social media posts. You've been busy. You know, so it's been a whirlwind for me the last couple months. You know, a lot of work, as Jason told us about his journey. So you know, just happy to be back in here, share some time with my guys, and go through this NCAA and see what we like.
There we go. It's great to have you back as always. Jason back again as well. And again, everybody here, so it feels like old times. We got a lot to get into. DETV bracket breakdown, and of course, also some other stuff here before we close out. World Baseball Classic Championship tonight as well. But Jason, here we go. Another bracket breakdown. We were talking here before we went in the air 4 years ago.
4 years, baby.
Your debut here for the bracket breakdown. And I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the year you had UNC coming in as an 8 seed and making it all the way to the national championship game.
Which they did.
And one pick away from almost, being right about the whole thing there with them winning it. But how you feeling back for another
I ain't picking this year. You don't worry about that.
Oh, there's a little teaser. I was going to ask you guys. I wanted to ask you guys how you guys felt about North Carolina limping in with some injuries, et cetera, but we'll get to them here in a little bit.
Not this year, bro.
Not happening this year.
Now, we'll see. Maybe you'll change your mind by the time we get to that region. No. But we are going to dive in right now, and we are going to start a little bit of a different idea for us this year. Usually we put the whole thing up there, and we'll go region to region, and we'll kind of just all pick the games and go down one by the other. But today we're going to do our picks by region, one after the other, just so we can keep track of where we are on the bracket, and then we'll bring it all home together here as we do it and as we close out here. So we are going to start, I believe, with whatever region Dennis sees fit here, typically the East region. But we were going to start, let's see here in the top left. And again, let's get everybody at home a good look at what we're looking at here in the bracket. Of course, coming out on Selection Sunday. And before we dive in, guys, anything off the top, the big controversial topic here this year, and unlike other years, usually you talk about the bubble, but Miami, Ohio, really the only controversial team this year that gets into the field, undefeated in regular season play before the conference tournament. They lose in their conference tournament, a unique situation. So regular season champs undefeated, but that one loss comes in the quarterfinal. They don't even get to the semifinal or the championship game there in the MAC. So what do you guys think? Miami, Ohio, an 11 seed, and they go to Dayton. So they're in the first four. But what do you guys think about that here? Miami, Ohio, should have gotten in, should have not gotten in.
I shouldn't have gotten in for me. I don't know about Jason's.
Should have gotten in, but a lower seed. But I can understand why people would say it should get in, because I mean their schedule, they play the MAC. I mean, don't really play any real elite schools. Let's say you said the
competition was bad.
Competition. What was their ranking? Like 85,
like 90 in the Ken Palm.
Ken Palm 90. So I mean, but there were a lot of like pundits all year who were getting flack for not elevating them higher, but what they're showing in their conference tournament, it proved everybody right. So I mean, they have to show the world that they're worthy of even getting this 11 seed that they have now. So I don't think they're going to make it out of the first four.
And again, when you think about maybe should they have made it, should they not have made it, Auburn, Oklahoma kind of on that line as the teams that did not get in. Auburn 17-16. There's never been a 16-loss team in the field of the NCAA tournament, so you kind of see how they did not get in. And again, not a lot of victories overall there for Auburn. 16 losses. Oklahoma, I think maybe had a little bit of a better case, but here I guess we're going to say kind of setting a precedent going forward that if you go undefeated in your conference regular season, odds are it seems like you're going to make the tournament regardless of how you perform in the conference tournament. So again, we'll see. Is that right or not? Who knows? But seems to be the way that they're.
It hasn't always been that case. So I'm wondering how it happened this year. Honestly.
Yeah, I don't get it.
Like, because it hasn't been that way before.
Again, first time ever 2 MAC teams in the field of 64, I guess 68 now with the playing games here as we get going in here. So again, a little bit of controversy there, but at least now all the eyes on the first four. Probably the biggest first four game anticipated in terms of audience viewership that they've ever seen. So they're expecting a big one there. for the first 4 because people are so concerned with Miami.
I still think that VCU matchup when he went all the way to the Final Four in 2011 was still a better rated game. Just my opinion.
We'll find out.
This will be close. This will be close.
That's right. First time for Miami and Ohio. I think as good of a season as '99. Wally Zerbiak, right all the way back in. So there you go. So let's dive in now. Let's go to the East, Dennis here, and let's take a look at the bracket. Who wants to step up and go first to their East region? Here for us, guys. Jason, let's get up there and go. And it's going to start with the top overall seed in the tournament. The Duke Blue Devils, though, Jason limped up a little bit here as they get in as the top overall seed.
You call it what they did limping in the tournament? Because Duke has been one of those.
The ACC, as we talked about, it's not our mother's ACC.
But Duke has been one of those teams all year, no matter who they play. They show up. Duke can throw about 5 or 6 guys at 6'9" or taller at you at any given time. Steady guard play. I mean, Cam Boozer's probably going to be the Naismith Player of the Year.
He's good.
His brother stepped up in the tournament. I mean, in the championship game. Still got Evans and other guys.
So does Sienna give him a fight here a little bit with Duke, or are you 100% into Duke? I know you're trying. Looks like you're trying to talk yourself to the Blue Devils.
The only fight you're gonna have, is jump ball and tip ball. That's about it.
So you're going with the Blue Devils there. Now this next one, though, Jason, I think is going to be a tough one of those typical 8-9 matchups. I think this one's going to be a great one to kick us off there on the 19th to kick off the entire tournament there. First tip ball.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree. This is going to be a great game to start. But TCU, they're a 9 because they should have been a higher seed, but because they were played on the season, they kind of played around with a few teams they shouldn't have. And Ohio State's coming off of a high right now in their tournament. I mean, they had a pretty good showing all year, which wasn't expected of them, in my opinion. So I know the 8-9 matchup is always 50-50, but in this, give me the Buckeyes.
Ohio State going to advance there. And then how about the Johnnies, guys? I know coming into this one, they get a 5 seed at St. John's. To me, I think they were a little misseeded, right? They go 19-1 in their last 20 games. They're your Big East champions. They blow out UConn in the Big East championship. They beat UConn twice. And to me, they get a 5 seed. I think they're a little bit misseeded. I think they should have been a little bit of a lower seed or a higher seed, I guess you should say there.
I don't know. I think they're right where they're supposed to be.
Okay. 5-12 can be scary sometimes.
I mean, I think UConn made it all the way to the championship game. You know, they've been in championship games a lot of times in the past couple of years, won it. So I think St. John's had to prove themselves worthy. So I think the selection committee got it right with them being a 5 seed. At best, it could have been a 4, but I wouldn't see them higher than a 4 in the tournament. But with the firepower they have and Patino's gotten something back. I mean, you know, he doesn't like playing young guys. You know, you say, what can a college freshman do for me? So when you pay for play, you're supposed to be here.
Right. Interesting last year, too, the way that unfolded. Tough break for them early on.
So,
player of the year not playing down the stretch.
And they had to redeem themselves for that abysmal showing last year. So 5-12, no upset here.
No upset. Well, let me take you now here to 4-13. Kansas, they get a 4 seed, again, a seeding, you know, give or take with what they went through during the year. I think they got a benefit of a doubt seeding here with Darren Peterson, and again, hoping that he's healthy and obviously ready to go, which they say he is. So what do you think here? Bill Self and maybe Rick Pitino in round 2 here in this loaded Blue Blood East region? How do you see that one going?
Yeah, I mean, Kansas, even without Darren Kowal and Peterson, they still can win a bunch of games. I wouldn't trust him in the draft like that. That's another story for another day.
Number 1 pick. Well, yeah, that's a discussion we're going to have with Matthew for weeks leading up to the draft. So we'll get there.
I wouldn't trust him with my top pick. I don't think his motor is high enough, honestly. But for the college game, it's okay. I mean, if I can score 25 points, 20 minutes, sit down, I'll do that too. So
going Kansas.
No upset here.
And then let me tell you this one, 6-11, Louisville, South Florida. Pat Kelsey has never won a game in the NCAA tournament. Lost twice with Winthrop, twice with the College of Charleston. Couldn't do it last year with Louisville, but now he's finally in a position where maybe he'll be favored in this first round. Usually at those mid-majors, you're an underdog coming in. Here he is with Louisville, but they get South Florida, who has been extremely hot coming into the tournament. A very hot trending pick here is the 11 seed, and I'm willing to argue majority are going to go with the Bulls of South Florida. And this one, where are you going?
This is a toss-up. I'm going to flip a coin while we're on air. Tails. All right. Bulls.
Going with the Bulls. Pat Kelsey still winless in the NCAA tournament there. Take us down 3-14. Anything there?
I think the Spartans are way too athletic for North Dakota State. I don't see how they might stay in the game for maybe the first 10 minutes of the first half, and then the waves of players that Coach Israel send in the game. I'll take Sparty in this 3-14 matchup.
They're heading now to the bottom of the East. Final two matchups, I believe, here. And UCLA and UCF. UCF getting the 10 seed after struggling down this stretch there. How do you see them going up? Mick Cronin, of course, has to go all the way to Philadelphia to play here in the first round. We know how he feels about traveling across the country here. And an early tip-off, I believe, relatively right, or we got a late one down
7:25
there? 7:25. Okay, then he at least gets a little bit of time there. But what do you think, UCLA, UCF?
I mean, I don't like the press that Mick Cronin's gotten this year. He put something like telling his player to go to the showers. And all
that was
craziness,
bizarre. We don't have
man.
time to go over that whole thing. That was very
I don't know,
bizarre.
like that kind of energy.
Mr. Dawkins and the Knights here.
Will your team play for you like that? I mean, I don't know. I mean, these young guys, they have very bruised egos, and they get bruised very, very quickly.
I've never seen anyone throw out their own player without the officials having to do it for them.
But again, it is UCLA versus UCF. Usually talent outweighs everything else a lot of times. So in this one, I know you might go differently, but I might have to go with UCLA here just with
the Bruins.
Just the Bruins here, you know.
Any competition, Huskies advance?
Oh, yeah, you can.
All right, take us back to the top here. Round of 32. Duke at Ohio State. Blue Devils get it done again?
Yeah, Duke there.
Now, this is a good one here. How about this one? Rick Pitino
and
Bill Self. Rick Pitino and Bill Self, a Hall of Famers going at it in the second round of this tournament. Kansas St. John's, maybe my favorite second round matchup of the tournament. How do you feel this one go?
My first real quote-unquote upset. I got St. John's beating Kansas.
There you go. Johnny's and Duke advance to the Sweet 16. South Florida, Michigan State.
Sparty.
There you go. Tom Izzo out of the first weekend, like usual there. And then UCLA, UConn. Mick Cronin and Danny Hurley. Going to have to see those guys on the sideline, on the benches. I want to camera on them at all times. That's going to be a lot of fun. I feel bad for the referees in that matchup.
I feel bad for the referees.
UCLA, UConn. What do you think?
I feel bad for the players in that game. Honestly, the F-bombs and things will come out of their mouths, and just intensely you're going to see Hurley probably throw his glasses a few times or something, and take off his jacket or something crazy, but I got UConn beating the Bruins.
To the Sweet 16 in the East. Here we go. Duke St. John's.
I'm not going to be that guy. I like this matchup, but Duke still has too much firepower.
All right, there you go. Duke, I mean, getting the least love out of, you could argue, out of the number one seeds, being the top overall seed. We'll see how that goes there. Obviously, no Caleb Foster, but obviously, as you mentioned, Jay's still playing well, coming off an ACC championship, and you got Mr. Boozer. You have a chance to win any game. Where do you got Michigan State, UConn, the 2-3?
Izzo magic strikes again.
Down goes Hurley.
Yep.
Duke and Michigan State. That is Jason's final in the East. So there you go, and there you have it. So they're Duke and Michigan State battling out. And now take us, who advances? Right there now to the Final Four.
I got Duke on the Final Four. And this is a Tar Heel saying this, by the way. I got Duke on the Final Four.
Duke, all right. Duke to the Final Four as Jason has them beating Tom Izzo and Michigan State there. So that is Jason's East region. Take a look at it. Duke advancing to Indianapolis for Jason here in the East. So now it's time, Matthew. We're going to switch tabs here. You head on over. It's time to get a look at Matthew's East region.
Okay.
Here in a moment. Matthew, what do you think of Jason's there off the top?
No, I thought it was pretty good. I mean, I don't really have too many arguments there.
Well, let's go. Let's start up top now. Duke and Siena.
No, I'm joking. I'm gonna go Duke. I'm a little different. I think Ohio State squeaked in at the end of the year. I'm going with TCU. Maybe that's an upset for some folks. I don't think so. St. John's, Northern Iowa. Give me St. John's. Kansas. That's not even a fight. This is where I think this is the first, in this region, at least to me, I think this is the real fight right here. It's going to be between Louisville and South Florida.
One of the best first-round games here.
It's all going to hinge on Markel Brown's
Is
health.
he going to play? Right. And
Is
then
he
let
gonna
me
play?
get just to
Yeah.
be clear,
Yeah.
this is the first year in the NCAA tournament where they've ever had to put out an injury report the day before. Never been done. This
Correct.
is the first year they have to do it. We are going to know tomorrow whether Mikael Brown is going to play. And as Matthew said, that is probably the biggest, needle mover for
Correct.
that game. So we'll
And I
see.
think even with him playing, I think I'm going to pick the upset. I'm going to go South Florida.
South Florida Bulls for Jason and Matthew advancing.
This is going to be a tougher game than people realize. I still think Michigan State will get it in, but it's going to be a little closer than people think it should be. UCLA, UCF, I think that's going to be another little fight, but UCLA has really good guard play with Donovan Dent. I think he can get him through one more game.
Yeah.
So I'm taking there. And then UConn versus Furman. Of course, I'm going to go with Furman. I'm joking. I'm going to UConn.
Furman back in for the first time in a while.
And then now I'm up here. I'm going Duke. I don't think that's really a fight for them. This will be an upset to some folks. I think St. John's gets in,
All right.
moves over. Give me Michigan State here. I think this is going to be a dog walk. I think UCLA is going to run a buzzsaw with UConn.
All right, similar Final Four we saw in the East here. How do you got it shaken out, though?
This is going to be a nasty game.
It's going to be a good game.
It is.
This is going to be a nasty game. I think this might be the biggest fight in this region right here at the end. I'm going to give it to Duke just because I think they have NBA size that will give St. John's trouble. But do not over-discount Zubi Ejiofor. He is a heck of a defender. I just don't know if he's got enough for Boozer.
It might be the two best big men in the country with Boozer and Zubi Ejiofor right there, as Matthew said. So that is going to be a heck of a ball game.
This game, I think it really hinges on Fears. If Fears plays out of control and becomes a head case during the game, they're going to lose. I got to be honest with you. This game hinges on Fears as well. If Fears starts doing his stupid stuff, they're going to be out really fast. He's got to really play under control. That's been a problem for him, his career. But for right now, I'm going with UConn.
Okay.
Yeah, and then, look, this might be controversial to some folk, but I'm still going with Duke to get out of there.
There you go. So back-to-back Dukes. And again, not as popular as a pick winning the East as you might have thought here, being the top overall seed. But both of our guys, though, have Duke advancing to the Final Four, heading to Indianapolis. So we are almost to the East region. One more here. We'll run through it. And Matthew, Duke, Jason, Duke. So let's go. Let's see how what I got on tap here for the East region. We'll start back up top, Duke and Siena storyline. How about Jerry McNamara, the coach at Siena? I mean, Doty's been fantastic for them this year. I don't think it's going to be enough, though. Duke gets the win over Jerry McNamara. But if somehow Jerry McNamara makes this a game in Siena, he might be the head coach of Syracuse by the night's end after that one. So we'll see what happens there.
That's a fact.
TCU, Ohio State. Bruce Thornton there for Ohio State became the all-time leading scorer in Ohio State Buckeye history towards the end of the regular season. Him and Mobley Jr. in the backcourt. They've got a great backcourt. But to me, I'm going to go with Jamie Dixon in the Horned Frogs and TCU again. Defense has been phenomenal. They've actually been great down the stretch. I believe 8-2 in their last 10. Defense and Mr. Punch there for the Horned Frogs. I think they get it done narrowly over Ohio State. St. John's, Northern Iowa. Rick Pitino and the Johnnies, as I said earlier, I think they were a little misseeded. Give me St. John's through Northern Iowa. Last time we saw Northern Iowa was when that half-court buzzer beater, years ago, I think 2016, they were in. Kansas, Cal Baptist.
Yeah,
That's right. They don't have him, though.
There you go. That's a good name.
They don't have him any more there. But
shout out to St. John Wall.
come here, Cal Baptist, Kansas. Obviously, Peterson, maybe the best player in the country, potentially number one overall draft pick, hasn't been available for the year. Kansas has no identity. They had a bunch of games when he's in, a bunch of games when he's out. How are they going to play here in the tournament? If Peterson's healthy, don't get me wrong, as you guys said, he could put them on his back and he could lead them single-handedly to victory. But Cal Baptist has their own guy, Dominique Daniels Jr., over 23 points a game, measures at about 5'10". He can make things tough in this one. This is going to be my biggest upset of the tournament. I'm not sure I'm going to have one like this. I'm going to go Cal Baptist here. I'm going way off the rails. I'm going off the rails here. And again, we'll talk about this one later. But Daniels, they hang with Kansas. Kansas has been a little inconsistent this year. So we'll see what happens. It would be tough for Bill Self to lose in round number one.
To a church school?
But we'll see.
So you got it to church school. All right.
We'll see. Louisville, South Florida. Everybody's taking South Florida. Again, Pat Kelsey hasn't won a game in the tournament. Mikael Brown, that's the big variable. We'll find out. If he plays regardless, give me Louisville. I'm going to go with Louisville here, go against the grain, and Pat Kelsey gets win number 1. Michigan State, North Dakota State, as you mentioned, Matthew, North Dakota State, one of the hottest teams in the country. I think they're about 10-2 in their last 12, something like that. But Jeremiah Fears, Tom Izzo, weekend number 1. Give me Michigan State all day long here. UCLA, UCF. This is going to be my victory or my bet of round number 1. Give me the Bruins to cover that spread against UCF. I think UCLA is a way better team. And again, Donovan Denton, you mentioned the transfer from New Mexico. Phenomenal point guard. He seems to be back and healthy. And if he's playing, he's going to be a great tournament guy to get behind. UConn Furman, give me UConn and the Huskies. Back up top, I'm going to think this one's going to be a battle. I think, Matthew, you said the same thing. I think Duke's going to pull away there towards the end of the game. TCU's defense, though, could make it tough. No Caleb Foster for the Blue Devils, but I'm going to take Duke narrowly in that one. And that's the here we take you here, right? If Kansas wins, I'm still going to go with St. John's regardless. So if you do put that in your bracket, you don't get hurt too bad if Cal Baptist can't make it past St. John's, and obviously with Kansas. So I'm going to go with St. John's regardless here, whether you like Cal Baptist or Kansas. To me, doesn't matter. Give me the Johnnies against Duke. Louisville, Michigan State. Going Michigan State, Tom Izzo, weekend number 1. And, of course, Jeremiah Fears, as Matt talked about. UCLA, UConn. That's going to be a good one here. Again, backcourt, Donovan Dent, et cetera, for UCLA is going to be the guy. But UConn still got Solo Ball. Reed, obviously, Caravan is still there with that experience. So give me UConn narrowly over UCLA. Looking a lot similar to all our picks here, guys, so far. But this is where we differ. I'm going to go back up here to Duke at St. John's. Coaching matchup, Rick Pitino, John Shire. That's going to be the difference. Give me the experience to Rick Pitino over John Shire.
Okay.
I'm a Tar Heel fan, so I'm not mad.
Down Duke there. Down here, Michigan State, UConn. A lot of people are doing the UConn Johnnies thing. And, again, I don't like to go chalk and all that nonsense, but St. John's isn't chalk. They're there as a 5. I'm going with Danny Hurley and UConn as well. Give me the Huskies here against St. John's.
Rematch. What's going on?
Fourth time.
Fourth time.
We get Pitino and Danny Hurley. Last couple times, it's been all Johnnies, including that big blowout in the Big East tournament. Changes. We're going with UConn. Danny Hurley and the Huskies back to Indianapolis here in the Final Four. And this game may even go into overtime. Hell of a game here between St. John's and UConn, and that is my East region.
I like it. Okay. I like it.
There you have it. So East region now, guys, let's reset and let's head down below here. Where are we going next? To the South region. Or maybe the West, the Midwest. Dennis, you tell us. Jason, you're going to be back up here as we're going to roll through these. So there's our East. All right, Jason, now here we go. Region number 2. We've got 4 to get through here on a bracket preview. Boom, South region. And look who sits at the top of the South, just getting that last number 1 seed. And again, if Houston was somehow able to win that Big 12 championship, I'm pretty confident they might have had that number 1 seed after the Gators lose to Vandy there in the semifinal of the SEC tournament. But the Gators, Jason, back as the number 1 seed, trying to become the first team with multiple back-to-back national championships since UCLA. Only one other team has done it, and that was the Bruins, to go back-to-back twice in their career. Let's go to the South region, Dennis, and let's see what Jason has for us.
All right, so you got the 16 seed, whether it's Prairie View or Lehigh, who played tomorrow night in the first 4 versus Florida. Florida came a little bit stronger late to secure that final number 1 seed in the country. I don't think they have a problem with either PV or Lehigh. Gators in that matchup there. This matchup is where I differ. Clemson had a very up and down ACC season. They had glimpses of brilliance, but then glimpses of like, what the heck are you doing? And Iowa kind of limped around the season as well, but I'll take Iowa in that 8-9 matchup.
That's a good one here, I think. 5-12.
You got
McNeese is back.
McNeese is back. You know, the fighting Joe Dumars is back. You know, it's McNeese State versus Vandy.
Vandy's hot right now, though.
Vandy's hot, but they should have had a better showing throughout the season. They were a lot hotter earlier on.
Yep. Tough stretch once they got in a conference play.
Conference play kind of hurt their chances to do something. And I kind of like what McNeese State, whenever they're in the tournament, they always have like a really, really solid team that would usually have great guard play.
A few guys back from last year's team that went to the tournament. Didn't go well in that first round last year.
But they always kind of like, they always make you play. You know, so you're not going to like just walk all over them. So with this, I'm going to go with the first upset of the South region.
All right, there we go,
McNeese over Vandy.
Well, okay.
Nebraska, Troy, I don't know if we talked about that. Cornhuskers.
Cornhuskers. There you go. Oh, here we go, guys. This is a good one. And I know you guys, our hearts are with the baby blue
hearts
in North Carolina. But I'll tell you what, VCU looked good in that conference championship over the weekend.
They did. And Henry Vassar is up and down every game. He might end up with a double-double, but he might go 30 minutes without scoring anything and having 3 rebounds. And then I don't know if Seth Trimble is a consistent enough scorer to carry everyone. I mean, Carolina usually wins games on talent, but when it comes to the tournament, it's talent and heart. I don't know, since the Caleb Wilson injury, if they have both to put together for a extended period of time.
I don't know if they do either. Where are you going?
But
it hurts you to even make the pick.
But in this first game, I think Carolina will get out of this game. So
let's go with the Tar Heels.
This game, and it might be the only one to get out of.
Now, Dennis wanted to hit that VCU there, but Illinois and Penn. Illinois, once again, one of the better offensive teams in the country. Defense, it's so-and-so. They get Penn and Fran McCaffrey, who is leading the way now for the Penn Quakers. First time they've won an Ivy League championship in some time. They give any fight to the Illini.
No, I think the Illini have the defense liability, but too much offense. Like my man Stojakovic out there. Fighting the Illini.
There you go. Final 2 here in the first round of the South. St. Mary's, Texas A&M, Houston, Idaho. Idaho making the first tournament for the first time in 36 years.
Yeah, 30 years.
But St. Mary's, Texas A&M, complete contrast in styles. One wants to slow it down, one wants to speed it up. Which style wins out?
I think I got the Aggies here, and I got Houston here.
Boom.
Now, this is the year that Houston needs to show up and do something.
I'm with you. And again, last year, phenomenal. Kelvin Sampson trying to get that championship. And again, this will be maybe his best chance, arguably, here in the last few years. This team is loaded, even as a number 2 seed. Head back up, top Florida, Iowa.
Gators.
Chomp, chomp. McNeese, Nebraska.
McNeese.
McNeese. So McNeese to the Sweet 16. That's Jason's upset here. And then Tar Heels' journey comes to an end.
Oh, it damn sure does. Right there. It does. Sorry.
Texas A&M and Houston, I think we're all on the same page down there.
Yeah.
Let's go with the Cougars. That'll take us now to the Sweet 16. Florida, McNeese, Illinois, Houston. We'll start. Can McNeese keep it rolling? Another upset?
No.
Yeah, go with the Gators.
Gators there.
And then 2
now,
versus
this
3.
Is
it's
going to
be a good
be
one,
game.
Right?
It's going to be a game. But because Houston plays such great defense when they need to, Houston.
Maybe the most popular matchup in the Elite 8 in any region, Houston and Florida, in my opinion. I think the stats will back that up. How do you see this one going?
Oh, Houston's going to the Final Four, man.
I think Houston to Indianapolis for Jason. Back-to-back Final Fours for Kelvin Sampson and the Cougars. Again, got some bodies back. That team's got some talent. All right, there you have it. So Houston and Duke, the first 2 teams to the Final Four, the East and the South for Jason. Matthew, you as well had Duke coming out of the East. Let's take a look now what you have going on a little bit in the South. And once again, it starts with that top seed, the defending national champions, the Florida Gators.
Give me Prairie View. I'm joking. I'm going to go with Florida. This matchup, I think people are going to, because Clemson played a little hot in the ACC tournament, I think people are going to make the mistake. I'm going to tell you right now, Iowa has one of the best shot makers in the country in Bennett Sturtz, who came from Drake, transferred over NIL money. Give me Iowa for that. Now, this is going to be another popular matchup. It's a trap. I think Vanderbilt has, what's the kid's name? Tanner. Tanner is another shot maker. Guard play is phenomenal in the NCAA tournament. One of the most important things. Give me Vandy.
Okay.
I'll go with Nebraska. I'm going to go with North Carolina. I think they have enough without Caleb Wilson to get through VCU, although I would not be shocked if it goes the other way. But I think I agree with Jason. I think Henry Vassar can do a little something. I think Seth Trimble, I think he has enough to get through VCU. I have Illinois going through Penn. This, to me, some might see it, I think, because of the name, but I'm going to go with St. Mary's. I think half-court offense tends to dominate in the NCAA tournament, and they're one of those teams that they can definitely slow down Texas A&M. I'm going to go with Houston versus Idaho. I actually think this is going to be an underrated game. I think this is going to be a good game, but I don't think it's going to be close after the first half. Give me Florida here. Another upset. I'm going to Vandy here. I'm not a big believer in Nebraska. It's just me, not a hater. Without Caleb Wilson, who just about leads North Carolina in every statistical measurement.
Yeah, he's a pretty good player.
He's a pretty good player. You'll see him in June. Trust me. I'm gonna take Illinois. Houston here, obviously. I'm going Florida here.
I like it. Could be a battle with Vandy.
Definitely gonna be a battle. I think this is gonna be a good game. Keaton Wagler, Flemings, Sinek. That's gonna be a great game. I think at the end, I think the defense will get it done with Houston.
Here we go.
This game is a coin flip to me. I think this really depends on.
I hope we get to see it. I think we will.
I think it depends on who shows up, but I also think it depends on Florida's bigs. If Florida's bigs can compete with Tugler, Sinek, I think they're going to win the game. If they can't beat Houston's bigs, they're in trouble. It's a coin flip for me, but I think I'm going to go with Florida.
Oh, there we go. So Florida and Houston for both Jason Matthew, and now Matthew having Duke and Florida advance to his Final Four in the East and the South. I hope we get, and I think we will. I think we're going to get that Florida-Houston matchup. I think that's going to be one of the best matchups of the entire tournament, a rematch, obviously, of last year's championship game, if I recall correctly. So that is going to be a good one circled in, and now let's head up here and do it again in the South. And, of course, we're going to start with the Florida Gators, as we mentioned. Quick advance there as the number one seed coming into this one. Clemson, Iowa. I'm going to go with Clemson. Again, Iowa 3-7 in their last 10. You mentioned the go-to guy there in Bennett Sturtz. You mentioned the transfer from Drake, who I loved during his time at Drake. And, again, I think he's just not going to be enough. It wouldn't shock me if they were able to get one game with him, but he's only one guy. I think Clemson just a little bit better overall of a team, so give me the Clemson Tigers. Vanderbilt and McNeese. Again, McNeese, I would have probably went with them if they were matched up against another 5, maybe somewhere else across the bracket here. But Vanderbilt, after what we saw in the SEC tournament, again, they had that idle stretch, as Jason mentioned, in the middle of the year where they started conference play, I think lost 3 in a row. People start to have their questions, but with Miles and Tanner, and they got some contributions the else. They played physical, so give me Vanderbilt against McNeese, riding that momentum there from the SEC tournament. Nebraska and Troy, both teams have never won a game in the NCAA tournament. How about that, guys? Nebraska is the only major program in Division I basketball history that has never had an NCAA tournament victory. Fred Hoiberg, now the coach
not even
Nebraska.
Tyronn Lue year?
Never won one.
Wow.
Could this be the year? They're trying to make history. They're trying to make history. Troy, though, they're trying to make history also. They've never done it. Nebraska gets it done in this game. I think Fred Hoiberg and company get victory number 1. But again, this one I think could be close. I may switch that one to come Thursday morning when those brackets need to be submitted. North Carolina, VCU, going against you guys. I'm going to go with VCU coming off that conference championship. Again, no, not to be a hater. I'm not a big believer in North Carolina, what they've done without Caleb Wilson. If Wilson's playing, that changes everything. It's the Darren Peterson effect, for them as well. But we're going to go with VCU here for this one. Illinois and Penn. Good story for your coach McCaffrey. Penn winning the Ivy League. Congratulations. Not enough. Illinois runs through them and with that offense. St. Mary's, Texas A&M. Contrasting styles as we talked about. St. Mary's going to want to slow things down, half court, methodical. Give me St. Mary's against Texas A&M. Take care of the basketball. Best free throw shooting team in the tournament. That could be big coming down the stretch. We know how that could be in tournament games. So give me St. Mary's. Houston runs through Idaho. The spread could be 40. I'm still taking the Cougars in that one. Back up top, Florida Clemson. Gators get by the Tigers here. Vanderbilt, Nebraska. Nebraska's time comes to an end. Vanderbilt takes them down. I think Vanderbilt could win that one. Depending what the spread is, I might lean Commodores overall in that one as well. VCU, Illinois. This is going to be a tough one here. VCU, maybe one of those teams, a chance to make an impact. Illinois, Coach Underwood, one of those 5 major teams that I think have not made a Final Four, but have tons of NCAA tournament wins. Him, Tommy Lloyd, a bunch of those other guys are still looking to make that first Final Four as a head coach. Illinois just hasn't been able to do it. Do I want to? We talked about this last year, right? A lot of the chalk. I'm leaning more chalk now with the way NIL is going and everything like that, but give me VCU as another upset here over Illinois. Okay. I know. We'll see how it goes. Houston over St. Mary's. Make this one again. VCU's Sweet 16. They'll be running a lot of promos and stuff that leading into the weekend. A lot of interviews. It won't matter. Houston will run through VCU there. And again, Florida gets that revenge over Vanderbilt after that tough loss in the SEC tournament. Of course, the Gators beat Vanderbilt in Nashville, or at Vanderbilt in the regular season, before losing that one in the championship game in the SEC. So, or semifinal, excuse me. So give me Florida there, and then we have Florida, Houston. I'll tell you, this is going to Emmanuel. You got Sharp, Fleming. I mean, that Houston team is loaded up with Kelvin Sampson. But I'm going to go with Florida, the best front court, in the country. SEC Defensive Player of the Year and Ruben Chinyelu. Then you got Condon and Houck. They're going to be NBA players that are drafted in June. The biggest question with Florida, and again, it was the opposite last year, was you had that guy. You had Walter Clayton Jr. I mean, he was the guy that can control things and make a shot when you needed it. Great guard play. This year, they don't have the guard play that they had last year. Now they got Xavier Lee, the transfer from Princeton. He's been okay. Obviously, Boogie Flan, the transfer from Arkansas, high prospect coming out for Coach Cal when he originally committed to Kentucky.
Cool. I forgot he was still in school.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Their backcourt, so that's the thing, right? They don't have that Walter Clayton guy this year, so that's going to be the thing. If the front court, though, as you mentioned and what you said, Matthew, if they can, step up to the challenge, distribute, score, protect the rim. Chinyelu, as you mentioned, to be big underneath. Just need a couple of those guys to knock down some outside shots. We'll see what happens. In this case, I say they do. Give me the Gators.
Okay.
East and South now wrapped up. Let's head to the West now. Jason, we have two of our Final Four teams for all three of us. Let's head over to the West. And what are you thinking as we head out? Your top seed is a team that a lot of people are on. Your Big 12 champion. Still says weird to say that. Arizona, your Big 12 champs. They're your top seed.
That sounds
in the
horrible.
West.
Oh, you're over here. Okay. Cool.
Oh, there we go. Dennis switching it up on us here.
All right.
All right.
All right. So, bear down, Arizona. But
Nothing from Long Island, Rod Strickland.
Shout out to Coach Rod Strickland, though.
Yeah.
Getting this guy to a tournament, Rod's the guy. But
So eat a hot dog before every game. Is that true? Is that what they say?
what happened?
Said that I heard he used to eat a hot dog before every game.
Yeah,
Is that still a thing?
I guess so.
Pause.
I'm not the guy that prefers to have the glizzy before the game, but whatever works for you works for
You
you.
got a glizzy gladiator.
He's a glizzy gladiator. Let's pause on that, good brother.
Now, here we go. Wildcats back in for the first time with Kevin Willard leading the way for Villanova. Jason, coming in out of the teams at the at-large bids, Villanova may be struggling the most coming into this one, but what do you think?
Which is why they're going down to Utah State.
That's a fact.
MJ Collins leading the way out there in Utah State. The transfer from Vanderbilt's been fantastic.
This Wisconsin High Point game scares me too.
High Point, 30-win team, 30-4. Longest win streak coming into this tournament, 14 straight for High Point. They've got some NIL money down there at High Point. That school has got some cash, and they get
Purple
Wisconsin.
Panthers.
One of the best backcourts. Nick Boyd, fantastic. I mean, they can knock down threes. The question is, are they going to hit them? They've been a little hot down the stretch. They beat some good teams. Obviously, not able to make it too far into that Big Ten tournament. But this is, again, another good one here, 12-5.
I'll go High Point, man.
Purple Panthers.
Purple Panthers,
Little
baby.
NIL money down there, and they got 30 wins.
I mean,
So there you go.
I need Arkansas to play, so I'm picking this because I want them. I want to see them.
Darius A-Cup Jr.
I want to see them at their peak.
is maybe one of the best guards in the country,
so,
if not the best.
This pick right here is personal.
Uh-oh.
Home team. Right to third. You got to represent the home team.
There you go.
Got, the bouncer. When it's crazy when you get people to go to BYU to play ball.
That's how you know
BYU
you got
guys,
money out there.
That's
how you know you got money out there.
They get money out of, the communion plates,
Could
if
be
you
the-
will. But that's like communion plate money, is what it is.
I'll tell you, they're going to
Go
have
ahead,
to
go ahead.
average. He made the weight. We obviously know Richie Saunders, our guy Rob Wright, the Delaware kid.
Yeah.
Hopefully he gets on track here. Obviously things been a little tough down there at BYU here down the stretch.
bet.
But DeBonsa is something else, and I would love to hear Matthew's take on the draft profile for AJ DeBonsa. But he had a chance to play. Delaware went out there this year, played at BYU, did not go well as anticipated because BYU quite the team, but again so inconsistent. You think DeBonsa has 30 in this one?
I think they both have 30.
There you go.
I've seen it done.
I've seen it.
His homecoming game at Baylor, they both had 30.
There you
seen it
go.
done.
All right. Check out the big brain.
Zach's there.
And again, a big, waiting on Huff news. Still nothing
Talking about
there
coaching
for Braden
matchups.
Huff.
I'm a big Dennis Gates fan, so I'm going to go ahead and go with Mizzou in that.
Now, think about
17.
this one. Miami's a 7 seed. Missouri's a 10. This game's in St. Louis. This is a home game for Missouri as the 10 over the 7. If I'm Miami, I'm not happy about that one. And the same thing when you look at the South, we talked about Florida, Houston, that Elite Eight game is in Houston. That has never happened. For the number 2 seed to have a home game against the number 1 seed in the South region is pretty incredible. Fortunate if you're Kelvin Sampson and the Cougars, if we get that, I know you got to get to that point before it becomes real, but some of these home field advantages here are a little interesting, and Missouri is one of them.
And 215 Purdue Queens. Usually it's not a matchup a lot of people like to talk about a lot, but shout out to my man Darren Shine, former point guard Del State. You got a couple people out there at Queens, so I've been keeping up on them more than I usually would.
So you're going with Queens?
I'm not going with Queens, but I'm going to watch them a little closer than I usually would. But I'm going to go ahead and go with.
You need to be a real friend.
Well, let me ask you guys a little bit about Purdue here just for a second while we're on the subject. Purdue, if they hadn't won the Big Ten tournament, who knows what seed? They could have been a 7 seed. I mean, it would have been interesting to see where they would have been. Again, they had a stretch during the season where they just couldn't guard anybody, and they were just getting torched. I mean, the offense obviously is there; they could shoot, but they were at a time of the season where they were really down and out. Now they come back, they win the Big Ten tournament. Braden Smith, Kaufman, Wren, all these guys that are there have been there for years and years. They played in the national championship with Edey years ago. Yeah. So. Which Purdue are we going to see? Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, who are we going to see the tournament time?
Who knows? But I know they got that first that inaugural game, that first game in round 64.
So they got Queens. Take us back up top now.
Arizona again. I'm going to go Arkansas. I
thought about it.
I go either way, but I'll go Arkansas. Only because the bigs. Go ahead,
got so mad I threw it.
Arkansas with that.
And we were on the wide shot, so it was caught too.
So mad.
I'm gonna go BYU over the Zags, man.
Mr. DeBonsa.
Wow.
And again, no Braden Huff, big question mark. Don't know if he's going to go for the Zags. We'll find out.
Over the Zags. I ain't mad at that. And
this is an easy one, no?
Because, like you said about,
I take that back.
About Purdue and everything going on with them throughout the season.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Wow.
Mizzou.
I'll tell you what, if Mizzou advances to, again, in St. Louis, so who knows, but your bracket's going to be looking pretty good at whatever pool you're in if Missouri plays BYU there in the Sweet 16. Arkansas, Arizona, I think that could be a good game. What do you think? Arkansas's got some guys, man, including, I think, oh, man, that's actually going to be a great matchup. What do you think?
It could be a good game, but this is where I think Arizona falls. You can't have all four number ones go. I think the first number one falls here.
Darius Acuff Jr., again, one of my favorite players in the tournament, so I'm all for that. But then you've got, of course, the Big 12 Player of the Year and Braden Burries. Those two guys going at it, going to be one of the most fun matchups of the tournament.
So, of course, I'm just going to go ahead and ride BYU as long as I can.
A.J. DeBonsa, I'm telling you, if he does this, he's going to have over 30 a game here, leading BYU to the Elite Eight.
That's where the magic stops.
Well, somebody's magic is keeping going.
Lights going dim for BYU.
Arkansas.
The Hogs make it to the Final Four.
Okay. There you go. So Duke, Houston, and Arkansas for Jason there in the Final Four in the East, South, and West. Matthew, take us through your West bracket again. You've got, I believe, Duke and Houston Duke and Florida. Did you have Florida? Let's see.
Yes.
Florida. So Duke and Florida is we're back here on Matthew's bracket.
Is this my bracket? I don't think I have UConn. I don't think I have Duke. Oh, yeah, okay, sorry. I'm tripping. Arizona. Give me Arizona there. I'm going Utah State.
Tough one. MJ Collins, right?
I'm going to go with High Point.
Nobody goes. Now that makes me want to rethink who I'm going to go with.
I like Terry Anderson there. He's pretty solid. I'm going to go with him. I'm not a big fan of Wisconsin, never have been, so I'm a hater. Give me Arkansas.
Hey, yeah, I like that.
Give me Texas is a little bit more tougher than people give credit, but I do think
Will Wade, NC State also.
The Basta will get in there. So give me BYU. I'm gonna go Gonzaga. This is gonna be a good game. Miami versus Missouri.
It's a tough one.
I'm gonna go with Miami simply because of Trey Donaldson, Malik Renee, and Uday, who's the big center there. I think they just got more. Mark Mitchell is a Mr. Do-It-All for Missouri, but after that, they don't have much on the table. Give me Purdue versus Queens. Queens. Let me go Arizona versus Utah State. Arkansas BYU.
BYU, you guys all drinking that BYU Kool-Aid.
Actually, no, I'm sorry. Let me change that to Gonzaga. I'm tripping. Thank you. I'm going to go. Look, this is going to be controversial. I'm taking Miami over Purdue.
Hey, I don't hate it.
I don't hate it at all.
Of course, you look at Miami, is 31st and Ken Palm there in the mix.
I'm going with Arizona. And give me Miami.
Miami to the Elite Eight, and then what do you think? Hurricanes
Arizona.
And Arizona there, chance to go to the Final Four. Arizona, Duke, and Florida. So Matthew with some 3 number 1 seeds to the Final Four.
Yep.
And again, with what we've seen in last year, we had the least amount of upsets in NCAA tournament history. We'll see if that is the case again this season.
The NIL money got spread around. It's going to be different this year.
Well, let's dive in now. Let me take you through what I have here in this region. It's going to start with Arizona, Long Island. A long trip for Long Island here to take on Arizona. Give me the Wildcats. You were right on that one already. Give me Villanova against Utah State. Things shake up here. Everybody's going against Utah State. Obviously, Hodge is injured, but Kevin Willard, we saw what he did last year with Maryland. Great coach when he gets in the tournament. They've got enough talent, I think, to make something happen here in a game against Utah State. Got to contain MJ Collins, which I think they could do. Give me the Wildcats in a narrow one in that one. Won't be able to watch that game, unfortunately. Wisconsin and High Point. I was on High Point with you guys coming in.
You going to go left?
But now, after hearing you guys both go again, Wisconsin, great in the backcourt. Not the Wisconsin team we're used to seeing, right? They shoot a lot of threes. They shoot a lot of threes, way different from, like I said, those old Badger teams. But I'm going to go with High Point, right?
There we go.
Cole. I'm going to go with High Point here in that NIL money down south. 14 games in a row coming in, longest win streak entering the tournament. Give me High Point to advance past Wisconsin. Now let's go to Arkansas, Hawaii. Hawaii was the last team, I believe, as a 13 seed to upset Coach Cal back at Kentucky. 2016, I believe, was that year. Not going to happen this time. Arkansas gets the victory over Hawaii. Hawaii, coming off that conference tournament win over the weekend, can't go back home, right? They got to stay somewhere in the U.S. here until next week. So long package trip for them, but Arkansas ends their journey. BYU, Texas, NC State. Love DeBonsa. I think he could be maybe the best player in the country. Right? Yeah. What are you thinking? What do you think I'm going to do?
You're going to go to the 11th seed.
You going to go Texas?
You go with Texas.
I'm going with either one. Doesn't even matter to me. BYU's been too inconsistent. Once again, same thing I see with Kansas, led by Darren Peterson. Not enough overall team game. I do have more confidence in DeBonsa than I do Peterson here in the tournament, but I'm going to go off. Give me Texas and North Carolina State, whoever advances in that first 4 matchup there. Kennesaw State had a chance to see them up close and personal this year. A little bit of a gambling scandal happening halfway through the year with some of their better players. They still able to pull out a victory in the Conference USA title game. Doesn't matter. Give me Gonzaga there. Miami, I'm not, again, this is more for me, more about Missouri than it is Miami, but I'm going to go with the Hurricanes and that offense they got down there in Miami. Purdue over Queens easily as we head back up top. Unfortunately, in the battle of the Wildcats here, Arizona advances over Villanova. Now we go to High Point in Arkansas. Arkansas here. I like what Arkansas's got here. Darius Acuff Jr., one of my favorite players in the tournament. Give me Arkansas here against Arizona. And again, Arkansas, Arizona will be one of the best matchups here as well throughout the entire tournament. Texas, NC State, and Gonzaga. We don't know about Braden Huff. Gonzaga, top 10 team year in and year out. And Ken Palm, they're sitting at number 10 this year. I think they have enough without Braden Huff, and maybe he's able to play by this point. I don't see it happening. I think he's going to have to wait until the weekend after. I don't think he's going to be available weekend number 1. But give me Gonzaga here to get that victory. And then Matthew had Miami. I think that's going to be a heck of a game. I think that's going to be a very close game. But give me Purdue narrowly over the Canes there. Oh. So a little bit chalk for me here in this region.
Yeah, definitely chalk.
Man. I'm going to start down. Man, I did not want it to go this way, but give me Purdue. I know.
You do.
Purdue, and then this one here. Clear whatever you're doing for that game, as we mentioned, Murray's and Acuff Jr. I'm going to go. Jason, you had Arkansas, correct?
I did.
Matthew, you had Arizona.
I did, yep. It's a tough game.
Tommy Lloyd's never been to the Final Four, right? Never. He's never been to the Final Four. Nope. I think the last time they advanced past the Sweet 16 was in some time. I don't think they've
When's the last time Caleb Wright been in the Final Four?
It was close last year with Arkansas as a 10 seed. Where did they finish last year? Elite 8?
Elite 8, yeah.
Elite 8. They got that Tyson money down there now. Give me Arkansas over Arizona.
Okay.
Coach Cal gets the victory over Tommy Lloyd, another coaching
This one, I want to hear you right on this one.
Here,
Pick Purdue.
I dare you.
Arkansas. We're going Arkansas here. Don't believe enough in Purdue. That defense is going to catch up to them. Arkansas advances for me here.
Okay.
So now that should take us to our Final Fours, right? We are now.
One more region.
Oh, I'm sorry, to the Midwest. I'm jumping the gun here. Jason, take us to the Midwest. And it all starts with a team that has been red hot, a team that coming in was going to be maybe one of the top #1 seeds, but Big Ten tournament didn't work out in their favor as we saw Purdue take them down in the championship. Michigan, your top seed here in the Midwest, been one of the best teams all year long. What do you think about the Wolverines?
I mean, they've been a solid team all year. I just need them to be consistent in the tournament because we've seen similar Michigan teams in the past like this come in hot and then end up choking in the tournament. But they get past whoever wins out of UMBC or Howard. But Howard was up at the half. I think the second half already started. Shout out HBCUs.
I know. Jason's trying to watch some of this game.
I
know that.
Georgia, St. Louis, toss up. I go Bulldogs there.
Okay. How about this one here? This one we talked about earlier. Two teams from the MAC, Miami, Ohio being one of them. We'll see them in a minute. Yeah. Akron, your conference champions for the second straight year, I believe, or third straight year. They've been to the tournament. This is their third straight year in the tournament. Is this the year finally they get a win against Texas Tech? They have not got one yet.
No, it's not the year. Texas Tech.
All that big lead in just for no.
Before this game, shout out to Speedy Claxton, the head coach at Hofstra.
Before we got to hear about the news Monday morning. Aiden Holloway, point guard, second best player for Alabama, was arrested in his room, dorm or apartment room, over 2 pounds of marijuana that he had on him.
Medicinal, man.
It's a felony. He was arrested. We'll wait and see how it plays out. He will not be playing. Again, the tough break for my man there, 2 pounds, 2 days before you take the floor in the NCAA tournament. But they will be without their second best player.
That's a hell of a segue.
I don't know. What do you think, Jason? That's a little bit of a tough break for him against Speedy.
Man, they got SEC talent versus level conference, the Hofstra's in. Come on, bro.
They don't need him.
Come on, bro. They don't need that game.
Tennessee, here we go. This is the big one. Miami, Ohio, SMU going to be maybe the most watched first 4 game in NCAA tournament history since they started that. Winner gets the Vols of Tennessee.
Tennessee squeaks by whoever this matchup is in the first round. But that's about it for them in my book.
Virginia, red hot coming in too.
Go Wahoos. This is the matchup I don't like.
This could be the toughest pick of the first round.
I don't like this. Kentucky has been, I don't know how they got that high of a seed at 7. In my opinion. I haven't seen them be 7 worthy all this year. So because of that.
Santa Clara for the first time since '96 with Steve Nash.
You know what? No, I'm not going to do that to myself. They can be
all I had to do was mention Steve Nash and Jason switched his
that's right.
pick.
Worst 2-time MVP in NBA
we
history.
know. I'm with you. I agree with you, but I don't know
We ain't doing it.
Santa Clara.
We ain't doing it.
Iowa State.
However,
very hot as well.
However. Don't you do it, dog.
However.
This ain't Glory Road.
Hey, watch your mouth. However, I like what Noah Smith has done since in his first year.
Oh, no.
A lot of decent players been
Dick
around.
Barnett ain't coming through that door,
for a few years, man. However,
9-1 in their last 10.
However, Iowa State has upset before. 2001, Hampton Pirates as a 15 seed beat Iowa State. History repeats itself.
Oh, there we go. We got a big one. We got a big one. And now let me ask you, before we even send you back up top, you were adamant about you don't like Kentucky, right? You don't think they're good. They're not even shouldn't be a 7 seed. Now you've got Kentucky, Tennessee State. Tennessee State keep it going here?
Not that game.
All right, so you like Kentucky enough here.
No, so I'd take Kentucky there.
Gotcha.
Wow.
I like Tennessee here. I want to see no SEC matchup.
SEC matchup at a 6-7. Okay. So we're away from the chalk here in the Midwest.
I always have one bracket that I don't do anything like that.
No JT Toppin for Texas Tech. They won 3 in a row initially after he went down. Now they've lost 3 in a row, kind of come back to earth before they head into the tournament. JT Toppin, one of the best players in the country. Alabama, no Holloway. Texas Tech, no JT Toppin.
Yeah, speaking of earth, no Holloway. So
what do you think? What battle of the...
That's a coin flip. But I'll go with Texas Tech.
You got Red Raiders back. I think they were a Elite Eight team last year as well.
Michigan.
Here we go. Tennessee, Kentucky, Michigan, Texas Tech.
I don't really like Kentucky like that this year, but they get out of the first weekend.
You gave us a speech to start about how you didn't like Kentucky, and you've got them going to the Elite Eight, which is possible. Hey, I'm not critiquing. I'm just saying that's how you.
With that team is possible, and they kind of had Tennessee's number, kind of, sort of.
And you got Aberdeen, a couple of those boys there for Kentucky.
But you know what, though? I'm going to go Tennessee.
Okay.
Oh, switch it up there. All right, Michigan, Texas Tech here.
Then
Michigan's got enough there.
Uh-oh.
All right, Michigan, Tennessee to the Elite Eight here. Can the Volunteers shock the world and head to Indianapolis?
What I got so far?
Dusty May, obviously been to a Final Four with FAU before, and now
Dusty
leading
May.
the way for Michigan.
Nah, I'm a roll with Michigan to the Final Four.
There you go, Michigan and Houston in those two brackets that you see on your screen. For Jason, he also, I believe, had Duke and Arkansas. Duke and Arkansas as your other Final Four teams. We'll get to the Final Four in a minute. Now we head back to the Midwest with Matthew's take on that region, starting with Michigan.
Yeah, let me get UMBC. I'm joking. Let me get Michigan. I can't take the risk that Jason just did there. I'm actually going to go with St. Louis.
Okay.
Give me Texas Tech, Alabama, Tennessee.
Man, these are running through the
Virginia.
Midwest.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it.
I'm going to go with Kentucky.
Oh!
Iowa State. Michigan, Alabama, Tennessee. This is a tough game here. I'm going to go with Iowa State.
Okay.
I still think they have really good shooting with Masilovic. I think he's got good enough shooting to get him past that. This is actually the upset for me. I like Alabama.
No, it doesn't matter, right? They still got their firepower there.
They have Adrian Sherrill. They have Amari Allen. They still have some really good talent. I am a huge fan of Yaxel Lindenberg, who's at Michigan, and they have Morris Johnson, really good players. I just think at the end of the day, I'm not a big fan, and Jason knows why, of Elliot Cordell.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to not do well. I'm actually on Tennessee over Iowa State here.
Wow, okay. Tennessee, you guys on the Volunteers here in the Midwest. I like it.
And I'm going to
SEC matchup
You
here.
pick Tennessee to go to the Final Four. I can feel it. Go ahead. Go ahead, do it. Do it.
I'm going to go Alabama, man.
I think there you go. Crimson Tide in one of those Nate Oates' #1 offenses. It seems like right in the top 5 in the mix again. And even without Holloway, you mentioned the rest of the boys. They still got some firepower there. So again, we'll see if they can rally around that controversy earlier in the week after losing their starting point guard. But they can still do it, no doubt about it, over there with the Crimson Tide. So finally here, let's take a look at my Midwest before we head to our Final Fours across the board. Michigan rolling here under Dusty May. Great season. Obviously, Big Ten tournament didn't end the way that they would have liked, but stats show no correlation between conference tournament championships and NCAA tournament wins. So just something to think about there. Georgia and St. Louis. St. Louis 4-4 in their final 8 coming in. Georgia got the 7th-ranked offense under Mike White in the nation. Give me Georgia here against St. Louis. Should be a good game, though, here 2 days away. Texas Tech and Akron. You mentioned no JT Toppin, 3-3 coming in. Losers of 3 straight coming into this one for the Red Raiders. Akron coming off that championship. Let's do another 12-5 upset. Let's go with the Zips here over Texas Tech. Texas Tech, they got their Elite Eight run in last year, not this year for Akron. Alabama, Hofstra, CAA, Hofstra Pride, Speedy Claxton, Cruz Davis has been phenomenal for Hofstra. It's the first time CAA history where a team has had the Player of the Year and the Freshman of the Year. Hofstra has both of those. But again, I think Alabama's going to be able to rally and get the victory anyway. Tennessee, Miami, Ohio, SMU. I'm going to go Tennessee. Again, this first 4 game, very interesting. I like SMU in that game, but I'm going to be tuned in just to see because Miami, Ohio, a lot of controversy surrounding them coming into the tournament. Virginia over Wright State. I'm going to go with Santa Clara over Kentucky. Kentucky guys, $22 million in NIL money coming into this year. Santa Clara, a little bit under 4. a little over 18 million in difference in terms of monetary on those rosters there between Kentucky and Santa Clara, but I'm going to go with Santa Clara anyway. Take us down to Iowa State, one of the best offensive teams in the country. I think they're one of the best teams in the country. Give me Iowa State to advance there. Back up top, Michigan over Georgia. Give me Alabama over Akron. You guys both went with Tennessee. I think Virginia, they're playing really good basketball here as of late. I know they've won a lot coming in. I'm going to go with the Cavaliers in that matchup against Tennessee and give me Iowa State. A little bit chalkier for me, actually. I got 1 through 4 here in the Midwest, so a little bit different. Give me Michigan. Alabama's luck runs out. No Aiden Holloway. That will get to them eventually. It gets to them here, and they take over in the top seed in Michigan. And then give me Iowa State. I'm chalk 1-2 in the Midwest. Going with Iowa State. Give me Iowa State and the Cyclones for Coach.
All the way.
For the Final Four. So there you have it here. Iowa State over Michigan. And, again, that's going to be a good one. And Coach gets there for the first time in his history as a coach there for the Final Four.
Oh, all right.
All right.
Final Four time, huh?
Yep. Let's do it. Jason, take us through your Final Four just to recap here. And it's hard to put the Final Four on the screen here, see if Dennis can do it for us. But Duke, Arkansas, Houston, and was it Tennessee or who did you have? Michigan?
Michigan.
So we're going to put Jason's Final Four here up on the board. Now it's time to pick the matchups in Indianapolis and then who will be your national champion here.
Okay.
So it starts up, I believe, with the East.
The East, yeah.
And that's going to be Duke. So Duke will be heading up against the member here in the South region, and that will be to you.
Oh. No,
I think this is Matt's.
That's Matt's right there.
It's me? Well,
Yeah,
cool.
Matt,
I
step
do
up.
it.
Duke, Houston, and Arkansas, Michigan.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
Oh, there we go. We're back.
There we go. We're back.
All
We're
right.
back.
So
It's live TV, folks.
So I got
No script.
I got Duke
Duke past Houston. There you go.
and I got Arkansas.
Arkansas, Coach Cal to the national
Rematch,
championship.
94 championship game. Duke exacts revenge. They win the whole thing.
Cam Boozer and the Duke Blue Devils. No Caleb Foster, no problem for John Shire,
Thought you
who
were a
brings
North
home
Carolina guy, bro.
his first national championship. There you have it. That is Jason's Final Four and champion Matthew. Step up here now.
Yeah.
And here is your Final Four. Duke,
So-
Florida, Arizona, Alabama.
Those who are picking Duke, just remember one thing really quick. The guard play is not spectacular for Duke, and I do think this is when it starts to take hold for them. I think Florida has the guard play, and I know Florida has the front court players. I think Florida advances over Duke. I agree with you. I think Aiden Holloway will eventually take problems, and that give me Arizona. And I'm going to go Arizona.
Arizona,
Wow.
I don't hate that
Hey,
at all. I mean, they got the player of the year in Burries there in the Big 12. Talent up
Don't
and
forget
down
Koa
that
Pete.
roster. That team.
Brandon Burries, they got some talent on that
Bryce
team.
James, baby.
A lot of
They got
talent.
Bryce
No, we
James.
don't want Bryce James. No Bryce. No Bryce James.
If he touches the floor, it's either a good thing or a bad thing. They're up by 20 or down by 20.
I'm sure he'll be drafted this year like 54th or something like that, you know.
Oh, geez. Here we go. Final four. How about this? A rematch from last year. UConn and Florida. UConn's got the better guards. We talked about that, but Florida's got the defensive player of the year. They got the best front court. They got 3 guys that could potentially be playing in the NBA next year. Give me Florida over UConn. Narrow game. Going to be another fun one. Again, a rematch of last year's second round. Then Arkansas, Iowa State. Man. Darius A. Cup Jr., as I mentioned here at nauseum during this hour. I love him. Made my favorite player in the tournament. But I think Iowa State has too much, and I think it's going to be the Cyclones who finally get to the national championship. Florida, Iowa State, and for the second time in NCAA history.
See,
You guys did this last year. You did this last year. Same reaction.
Yeah, but
Same reaction.
what a two-peat, though.
Hey, you're right. Back to back.
come on,
For
bro.
the second time in school history, only been done by one other school, UCLA. Gators go 07-08.
Now,
and
what
now
he's
they
not
go
telling you-
25-26. Todd Golden.
He's a Gator
Now, what he's
fan.
not
All
telling
Nationals
you
champion.
is he's a Gators fan.
in all sports.
And that Gator team had Horford, Noah, Brewer, Marquise Spates,
Torian Green. was on
Torian Green.
threes.
That's like 5 draft picks, 4 first rounders.
You're right.
Oh,
It's not,
Chris
that's
Richard,
not this team. That's
Chris
not
Richard
this
that went in
team.
the second round. Like, bro, Come on, man.
Hey, Alex Condon, Thomas Houck. We were going to get there here. Those two guys, Ruben Chinyelu, Xavier Lee. We got the sixth man.
You're not hearing Xavier Lee.
Boogie Flan's going to find it this year. We've been waiting for Boogie to turn
Boogie
it
Flan
on.
was going to find stuff overseas after the season.
I had a chance to do some of his games in high school too. So Boogie, that's why you go to Gator now. It's great to see you as a Florida Gator. I'm going with Florida to win a national championship. Arizona, Florida.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you know, yeah.
Duke, that's right. 3 different national champions. We got
Nasty.
Different Final Four, but guys, another great show here in our bracket breakdown. Once again, here in
fact.
2026. Closing remarks here, maybe whether that be about the tournament, something else going on, World Baseball Classic Championship right underway now as we speak. But
Well, I'm gonna go
again,
with
tournament a few days away. How are you guys feeling here?
First 4 game, you know, we got
score
Howard
update.
versus UMBC, Battle of the Beltway, Baltimore versus DC. If you know, you know.
I hope let's see who's winning that game.
And right now we got Howard 66, UMBC 53, 14 minutes
At
left.
Howard, there we go. I like
in the
that.
in the second half. Another Duke alum, Kenny Blakely, the coach of Howard for the last 5 years. They've improved in wins each season. This year, their men's and women's teams won the tournament, so Howard's on the roll right now, and their top scorer looks like is Okoji has 19 points, and I've seen this guy light us up in person when playing Bell State, so I like Howard to pull through in this game.
Matthew, anything here before we head? Tournament time is upon us here.
Bam! That's what I'm going to talk about right now. So, that should have been a fly on the wall. You saw Bam
Yes.
drop his 83.
That's right. I've been meaning to ask you.
People have come out and complained. People have complained that people were complaining, all sorts of things going on.
43 free throws, is that right?
First, I want to congratulate on Bam. Bam, hats off. 83 points is 83 points.
incredible, yeah.
Okay, incredible. Second, I want to congrats that when you and Asia Wilson decide to have kids, that kid will be undoubtedly drafted by whatever team
We thought
comes out.
Candace Parker said
WNBA, NBA, doesn't matter. He's going to get
Maybe
drafted.
both teams, who knows?
Third, the people that are hating that people find it some type of way that it's crazy and that it shouldn't have been done, listen, I don't want to hear it, because when we were telling you that the defense is trash in the NBA, no one had a problem with it. They said, look, it's most skilled era ever. I don't want to hear about Bam scoring. Bam scored 83 points. It is what it is. Hats off to him. I'm not going to belittle his achievement. But I will say this. If you had a problem with him dropping 83 points in the way that he did, and you're saying that he didn't do it the way Kobe would have done it, or he didn't pay Kobe respect, just remember, the man Kobe lived by the mantra of being what? What was the mantra?
He had a few of them, man.
That he was relentless.
I was going to say Black Mamba. but
The
that's
Black
all right.
Mamba, he never
Mamba
gave.
mentality, that's what I was
exactly.
saying,
He
yeah.
was a killer. Kobe wasn't going to take himself out of that game if he was Bam. Why would you expect Bam to do it? Like, at the end of the day, the ultimate respect that you can give somebody that you respect is to be the very person of who they are. And Bam, whether we liked it or not, he went out there and he played the game the way his idol Kobe would have played it. So you can't hate on it. Top 3, Wilt, Bam, Kobe. All right? At the end of the day, I will agree. One is not like the other two. But at the end of the day,
It's there.
look, it's there. And I'm just saying, for the people that are hating, look, man, just take your hats off to the guy. He did something that only one other guy
Most
did.
of us can't do.
Right. Most of us can't score 83 points on NBA 2K. So I'm just saying, and by the way, if you play in more than 4-minute quarters, it doesn't count. Okay? Come on, bro. At the end of the day, I give Bam his respect. I give Bam his credit. I'm not going to besmirch it or belittle it, but I will say this. Remember, when we were all on the stage and we were talking about the NBA defense is suffering, that the product is suffering, this is kind of what we were talking about, because this was going to be the effect. So at the end of the day, respect to Bam. Appreciate everything you did for the game. Enjoyed watching you perform. And, I got no hate.
A lot going on, too. A lot of these teams tanking now, either what the Wizards put out there. But again, you can only do what's out there against you, right? You're not changing anything.
They were the Washington Generals that game. They weren't the Wizards.
Correct.
Well, there you have it again. Big ones. That's our bracket breakdown. Before we go, last set of things here on the to-do sheet. Dennis has his Final Four and champion. So, Dennis, we do want to get your picks before we get out of here. Who you got in the Final Four, and who is your national champion? I told you not to tell me before the show, so we could hear it now. Who is it?
Duke.
Yeah,
Duke.
I can hear you.
Yeah, I heard you, Duke.
Arizona.
not going to pick Florida.
Virginia.
Okay.
Virginia.
Who else?
Who else? You got one more.
Houston, don't hate it. And again, for the record, Houston, Florida should not have to play Houston in Houston as the number one seed has to go. I think that's absolutely insane. We'll figure that out. Dennis, who do you have in the championship game? Who's your champ? Arizona or Virginia? What do you think? Arizona or Virginia? He's thinking. See, no prep for this.
Arizona.
Arizona. Duke. Who wins it? Duke. National champions. Two Dukes, Arizona and Florida. We're split up a little bit, but we all got number one seeds, though. That's the difference. Again, we'll see if Chalk.
Go to the bathroom, man.
A little more Chalk as we get down here. But for Jason, Dennis, Matthew, and myself, we are wrapped up. That's your 2026 DETV bracket breakdown. Hope that helped. Again, brackets due Thursday at 12. So make sure you get those submitted in. And again, thanks for tuning in. We will see you next week for some more sports news. We'll wrap up the first weekend when we get together next time.